right. It's party time.
Ooh.
I would encourage you to share in the chat. What's something you are celebrating or looking forward to that you would love for your peers here in the Connection Crew to know about? This is something we love to do to catch up with each other, and we don't get to see each other all that often, once a month, kind of at most for most of us. So, what's something that you're celebrating or looking forward to? Let's hear about it. I've got a lot going on, but I'm really excited. We're going to Europe starting, we fly on July 4th for a big 3-week Europe trip. So if you're going to be in Europe in July, let me know. We're going all over the place. So super excited about that. I think we have a good amount of people in here. I don't want to like rush this because I want to give people a chance to join. But I guess we can check in the chat. And I'm still learning how to use Zoom's new chat functionality. So I was even on the wrong chat group, and I wasn't even seeing your celebrations. So Pride Week in San Francisco, Kathleen, man, I bet that is a blast. Have some fun. Um, 7-month career sabbatical, Joanne. That's cool. What are you doing for those 7 months? Man, I can only imagine what I would do with a sabbatical like that. I've never had one. Sarah, yeah, I'm sorry for stealing yours. You're welcome to celebrate something else in the chat. So, and Katie, 25 years college reunion, man. Yeah, I think I'm around that. I feel like I'm around that point too, or close to it. And whew. All right, we're gonna check in. So there's a lot going on in the world right now. Let's catch up with some friends. Let's hear about what's going on for them in their life and on a more personal basis. So one of my favorite check-in prompts when in a space like this, a more intimate gathering, or especially my men's group in like a circle format, is what we call high-low. So what's a high or something that brought you joy from the past week specifically, and what's a low or something you struggled with in the past week? This is a quick way to get a glimpse into peer through the window of someone's life and feel not only caught up like with what's going on in their world, what's important and happening to them, but be able to be seen and have someone catch up in your world. So I will, and Connection Crew fashion, I'm going to bring Giannis up to on the stage with me to model this for us and a few kind of guidelines for us. But welcome, Giannis. Good to see
Hi,
you.
Hansen.
We're back. We're here again. One more Joyful Connection Masterclass. Thank you for being here and for being a guinea pig for my favorite check-in activity. So a couple of guidelines as we check in. Focus on your personal experiences. So keep it less about like external political affairs and more about this happened to me. This is a part of my life in the last week. And give your buddy time to share. No, it's not a conversation. It's not back and forth. It's witnessing. It's giving full presence and active listening to your buddy. The time's going to move quick. There's a timer in the corner, so we can kind of keep track of, I guess, that corner. And we can keep track of how long you're sharing. In the breakout rooms, we'll give you 2 minutes each. Giannis and I will do a little bit faster. So let's start. So Giannis, what's a high or something that brought you joy from the past week?
So yeah, you said personal. So last week, my eldest daughter finished her exams and she's 13. So it was one of the first exams she was taking. And she nailed it. So that was so huge for me because we sat together and we worked on how she would plan for the exams. And because she did give it a lot of planning and a lot of hard work. So the fact that it paid off and seeing her reflect on that and being rewarded by that hard work was a very, very nice feeling. So that was my highlight.
I'm sure you were super proud.
I am.
Thank you. For me, my high was the facilitating what was called the connection circle for the founder team. There's several people in the room here today that are part of the founder team with the Connection Crew, including one of your panelists today, Liz Otteson. And I facilitated a weekly connection circle for them. And this week, I really, really noticed and loved seeing them care for and support each other. Part of my goal as a community manager is to kind of like remove myself a little bit and let people start forming their own relationships. And that's been super impactful to facilitate and see that. So that was a huge high for me. Now for Giannis, what's a low or something you struggled with from the past week?
So I had a knee injury while playing tennis. And the last week the MRI came in and it's not looking great. So yeah, I have a bit of a tear on my ACL, so it's going to definitely need an operation. So Low point because it just keeps me away from the sports that I was planning to do for the next few months. So that's my low,
Mm,
but yeah, I'm getting in grips with it. How about you,
yeah,
Hansen?
thanks for the update. I can
Yeah,
empathize with sports
I
injuries.
know.
As you know, I've been out of marathoning for a while. My low this week, there's conflict I'm having with the men in my men's group that it's just leaving me feeling more disconnected from that group, which is a really important group to me. So that little feeling of disconnection has not been fun. So thank you, Giannis, for modeling. Now we're going to give all of you a chance. You're going to be in breakout rooms with about 3 people, and a 6-minute breakout, so about 2 minutes per person. Please respect the time. Share, if you haven't met each other yet, share your name and where you're from. Hopefully you'll recognize someone, but also hopefully you'll meet someone new. And share a high and a low, and then switch partners. Feel free to go back and forth if you want, like share all the highs and then lows, or you could do it all at one time. Your choice. So before we jump in, let's pause and each reflect for 20 seconds on what is our high and low from the last week. So let's go ahead and take a little 20-second breather. All right, let's go have fun connecting and catching up with each other in your breakouts. We'll see you in 6 minutes. Welcome back. I hope you all got to do your check-in. I tried to leave you a little 1 minute of extra time in your ice melter breakout today. I'd love to hear what did you all think of the high-low format for check-in and kind of kicking off with each other or catching up with each other. I'd love to hear in the chat. Yeah, what did you think of the high-low? And as we're collecting some feedback, well, actually in our breakout room, I really appreciated a question that was around what do you think about starting with the high versus starting with the low? What do you finish with? And how does that affect the flow of the meeting? And how do you facilitate that? Or so curious to see other people's thoughts in the chat around that one. But and yeah, ours was all physical ailments, either with us or a loved one. Interesting. I hope everyone's okay physically out there. We need to have a good summer physically. Cool. Well, thank you for everyone's jumping in and catching up with each other. We are officially gonna get started. So, welcome to the Joyful Connection Masterclass. For you are here. If you're not meant to be at the Joyful Connection Masterclass, that's okay. You are welcome here. We're happy to see you, and we're happy to keep you here with us. We do have a few norms that we'll go over, and I'll explain kind of how it works. So, first off, my name's Hansen. If we never met, it's like the natural soda with an EN, not an ON. And the connection crew, the people in this room, this is where connection professionals collaborate. We're a team of peers, passionate about connection and inspired to take action to create a more connected world. There's a core kind of group of us that are aiming to help 1 million people feel more connected by 2030. Now, who is this for? Who are these connection peers, connection pros in the room? We found that a lot of people doing inspiring connection work in the world were doing it alone. So we decided to bring you all together to have that feeling of like a team and a place where your people can hang out and support each other. It is by invitation only. So you probably see, if you look at like the gallery view, probably see a lot of friends. You probably see people you recognize. You at least know probably one person here. And that's super intentional to make sure the right people are in this room with us and that it feels fun and joyful and safe to explore and kind of get vulnerable with each other. So why are we at Covve doing this? Why are we bringing the connection crew together? We're dedicated to helping people build meaningful connections through technology, community, and education. We believe strong relationships are essential for success in life and career. So that's why we invest in this masterclass series that you're in here today and the connection crew as a whole. And we hope to help you build deeper connections through that crew and all it has to offer. So thank you, Giannis, who's here today on the call, the co-founder CEO of Covve, and the entire Covve team for believing in me to bring this crew together. It's my honor to be here. Now, one way that Connection Crew facilitates connection, and this is a special thing that only happens a couple times a year, is by partnering with CultureCon to bring the crew experiences and technology to amplify their already highly connecting conference. So if you want to join us at CultureCon, the next one is CultureCon in Madison, Wisconsin, August 5th through 7th. We're putting a team together, and there's a way to apply to officially join the Connection Crew team, amplifying connection at the conference. And today, and today only, we have a special opportunity to win a pass to CultureCon, a ticket and a VIP after party pass. So you'll see in the chat instructions on how to apply and how to enter the giveaway. The giveaway is just like entering your email. Please only enter the giveaway if you really want to go and can go. If your scheduling conflicts with August 5th through 7th being in Madison, Wisconsin, please let someone else win the ticket. With a short amount of timeline, we want people to be able to win today and book their travel right away. So thank you, CultureCon, for collaborating with us and partnering with us. We're excited to come back and be a part of CultureCon 2025 and later in CultureCon West in Las Vegas in November. So takeaways from today. First, you're going to get a feeling of connection. Second, we're going to learn and practice 3 activities with a breakout room buddy. It's the same 2 buddies the whole time for those 3 breakout rooms. So do not leave your buddy hanging. We ask everyone to be here the whole 90 minutes or 75 minutes. And you're going to make at least one new friend today. The intention behind those 3 breakout rooms is that you're going deeper with one person and not trying to be a hyper networker with a bunch of people and getting LinkedIn profiles from everyone. You're going to go deeper and get to know one person so you can feel more of that connection and belonging feelings that we're promising you. We follow a format: I do, we do, you do. So if you've been here before, you know how it goes, but we're not doing a bunch of PowerPoint decks. This is all teaching by doing. So I will model, or the panelists will model. We'll bring on a second panelist to have a second model example for you, and then you'll go do it in the breakout room together. And then finally, after those 3 panelists and activities go, we'll have an after party with each other. I guess we'll actually do the giveaway first for CultureCon at the very tail end there. And then we'll have the after party where we just bask in the afterglow and hang out with each other and say hello. And I would love to go ahead and kick off and welcome our first panelist, our first co-host of the day, Zach Blumenfeld. Welcome to the party.
Thanks for having me, Hansen.
Can we just take a moment for your song choice?
Yeah, let's all listen. It's the first time I've used Wicked as my walk-up song, but I'm liking it a lot.
It brought me a lot of joy when you submitted your walk-up song. I was really grateful for that. Wicked's been a bigger part of my life than I ever anticipated, and excited that it's part of your life as well. And Tim Jones, who's one of the founder team members in the Connection Crew, his holiday card was him fully decked out and
That's awesome.
Like a wicked card with his face painted and everything, all great. Anyways, welcome, Zach. So good to have you here. We've collaborated many times. We've known each other for a while now. I love being a partner of yours and CultureCon's and building that friendship. But you've never actually jumped into the hot seat as a panelist and facilitating activity. So stoked to have you here. Thank you for having some courage to jump in and share your goal with us today. So I'd love to hear a brief introduction, who you are, for people who don't know who you are, and what's something that shaped who you are today that rarely makes it into your bio or LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me, Hansen. Never have been a panelist at a Connection Crew event. I've participated in a few. I've also never led this activity before. This is just something that happened in my life recently, and wanted to try to spin it into an activity for others to try out as well. But yeah, I see a lot of familiar faces here, which is awesome. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Zach. Born and raised in Madison, Wisconsin, go Badgers, co-founder of CultureCon, and I live in Chicago now. Something that shaped who I am today, but rarely makes it into my bio. Sometimes it makes it into my bio, but I do a little acting on the side. So I've been in a couple TV shows and movies, mainly blurred out in the background, but I've had a couple lines here and there. So yeah, it's kind of helped shape who I am, give me confidence when I'm on stage at CultureCon. Just takes out the nerves a little bit with getting some more practice being in front of people.
I love that. I would love to see in the chat anyone else dabble in acting or maybe do it a lot. I feel like there's several people in the room who are into that, and you may not be alone in the room with the
Awesome.
in the acting world. Improv people in there, musical people in the room. Give Zach a shout out. Let him know he's not alone. I'm excited to learn that about you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm excited for the room, the connection crew to experience your activity. I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Awesome. So for my activity, I'm going to start with just a story of why I'm leading this. So a few weeks ago, 3 months ago now, I was at the Duck Pond, as we call it in Madison. It's a minor league baseball team, and I did my internship there in college, and they've invited us all back for their 25th anniversary. And I just had this random moment where I thought of someone I was interning with, and they popped in my mind, and I was like, oh, I haven't talked to Jordan since probably like a year after our internship, like over a decade ago. Let me just text him and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. I'm at the Duck Pond. Remember all those good and bad times we had together during our tough internship that summer. And he texted back that he was going through some tough times, and it meant a lot that I reached out to him. And yeah, it was just like a really, really cool connection point. And so it got me thinking, like, that small nudge turned into something really powerful. And it was all because I followed through on just this passing thought of someone that came into my mind. And it made me wonder how many connections are just waiting to be rekindled, and little sparks from the universe telling us to reach out to those people. And we all get these micro prompts. It's, a face, a name. A lot of times it's like a core memory that passes in and out. And it's like, oh yeah, Jeremy, I remember talking to him a while ago, and here we are today, and we were doing this a couple years ago, but we never really reach out to that person. So what if we just treated these moments like a small nudge to get reconnected and to reach out and to care about someone? So that's what I want to try to get everyone to do today. So yeah, I'm going to start by inviting Liz up to help me with this. We're going to model it together. So this is kind of what you're going to do in your breakout room. We're going to just think of someone. Maybe when I shared that story, think of someone. And so Liz, has anyone popped into your head recently that you haven't talked to in a while that you think you should reach out to?
Yeah. So as you were talking about that, I was thinking about a couple of days ago, a friend was talking about, I just need to take an impromptu vacation and get in a conversion van and go somewhere. And conversion van tripped in my mind a family I used to babysit for way, way long ago.
Awesome.
Meredith was the youngest child. They had a conversion van, and we would pile in and we'd go to Valley Fair or go camping or something. And I'm sure the parents loved that I was there to help out, and I had a blast thinking of those games and fun times in the conversion van. So I think I need to reach out to Meredith.
That's awesome. Yes, yes. So why do you think she came to mind?
I saw her like 3-4 years ago, and we said, oh, this has been so great. We'd love to keep going. But, then things get busy. And so I think she's been an open loop in the back of my brain for a long time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're going to be reaching out to her. And now we're going to give everyone a minute here just to kind of reflect and think of someone that may have came to mind when I shared my story about reaching out to my buddy Jordan, who I did my internship with, or someone else has popped into your mind. Yeah, think of something that came up and just kind of take a couple seconds here to think. Feel free to keep thinking if someone hasn't popped in yet, but as you're going through that, if you feel comfortable reaching out to that person, I think it could be just a simple text right now, and we're all just going to write a text. It could be something as simple like, hey, you popped into my head, just wanted to say hi and see how you're doing. It could be a little message about gratitude or a little memory. Don't send it yet, because we're going to do something really cool at the end, but just draft it on your phone or email. Have it ready to send, but don't actually send it yet. We're going to send it together in a little bit. All right. So now we're going to go into breakout rooms and just do a share out with your partner. So first off, you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say who you messaged, if you feel comfortable sharing what you wrote, and then also share maybe any feelings that came up when you're reaching out to them. And lastly, you could also share like when the last time was that you spoke to that person. It's fine if it was recently. It's also fine if it was many, many years ago. And each person will get about 2 minutes to share. And just a reminder, don't actually send it yet because we're going to all send them together at the same time when we get back. So we'll go into breakout rooms. I hope everyone had a good couple minutes there reflecting, thinking of someone that they're going to reach out to. Hopefully everyone has their text message drafted. I got mine right here. And we're all going to send it at the same time. And we'll have about, looks like 66 connections go out in the universe at the same time. So let's send it. So on the count of 3, 3, 2, 1, send.
All right. Sent.
There we go. All right. Throw in the chat an emoji. Like how did that feel to reach out to someone that you may have not reached out to in a while?
I like the emoji prompt.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I hope everyone had a good time with this. We're going to touch base at the end of the masterclass just to see what kind of responses people got. I'm sure we'll get a few over the next couple exercises here, but just keep this in mind the next time someone randomly pops into your head. Try seeing it as an opportunity, tiny door into connection. And connection doesn't always have to be a grand gesture or, even a coffee or lunch. It can be something as simple as a text message. And, if we did this once a month, it could be 12 connections that you follow up on once a week, 52 connections. And just think 30 seconds could, change someone's day just saying, hey. So I'll leave you with that.
Thank you so much, Zach. And like I shared with us in the breakout room, I love this as one of the most important. Oh, Zach disappeared. As one of the most important habits I've worked on in all things connection related in my life is acting on that little spark. And in that moment, not waiting for it, just in that moment, it's super simple. Just a quick message can really make a difference in someone's life, and also feels really good. All the hearts emojis we saw in the chat, like that's what it feels like. It's awesome. So thank you for
Definitely.
that. And
Thanks,
a bit
everyone.
of maybe a rule that we haven't had to talk about before, but you all just got on your cell phones. I want to make sure you're not on your cell phones anymore. So we'll get back on them later. Don't worry, your phone will return, but maybe set it aside or make sure it's on do not disturb. So when you get that message back, it doesn't take you away from being present here in the room with us. So yeah, I use the do not disturb setting. I love that for that. But everyone, please give a round of, applause, but a huge gratitude shout out in the chat for Zach and his activity and getting in the hot seat with us. So thank you so much, Zach. We appreciate you, and we're excited to be in person with you at CultureCon in a month, basically, like 5 weeks. So time is flying. Oh, all right. Let's get ready for the next activity. How are you all feeling? Let's welcome Liz Otteson to the stage. There she is. Ooh, and the song's getting our energy up too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Liz.
Thank you, Hansen. Glad to be here.
I love seeing you here, and I am so grateful that I get to see your face all the time now. We are on Marco Polo, the video app, and collaborating there. And so I feel like I get to see you more than most of my friends, and I'm really grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. It is a joy to do that. Yeah, I've become a big fan of Marco Polo. I hadn't used it before. So another great way to reach out and connect in the moment.
Definitely had to get out of my comfort zone with that app, but I'm now all in. Liz, welcome. Thank you for being here and sharing your goal to the community. Please briefly introduce yourself and what's something that shaped who you are today, that rarely makes it into your bio.
Yeah. Great question. I'm Liz Otteson. I am from Minneapolis, Minnesota, kind of Midwestern gal, mom. I put in the chat before, my youngest is turning 20. So I no longer have kids. I call them kidults because they're not quite fully there, but they're pretty close. And I design workshops and cohorts and communities so that people don't feel like they've got to carry everything on their own, but they can be in teams and collaborations that empower them and amplify them. And I became really passionate about collaboration back when I was a teacher, first year teacher. They put 6 of us first year teachers in a converted classroom. And it was my first experience with co-working before we called it that. But we would work through all of our problems and celebrate everything together and with our mentors. And it was just such a healthy, uplifting way to work that I was like, everybody should work like this all of the time.
Mm. I appreciate you sharing that, and you've touched on that with talking to me one on one before, and as a huge inspiration for me. Quickly inviting you to be a part of what is called the founder team and co-creating what it looks like for us to recreate what you felt in that moment with those 6 other teachers and supporting each other and how healthy that was. And now we're kind of recreating that team environment together with the founder team and going to welcome more people in the connection crew in the future into that space. So thank you for that. And I'm excited for the people to experience your activity. So take it away.
Sure. So more and more we're getting asked as ice melters or opening questions, what's your superpower? And I love that because we all have our unique individual strengths. And I want us to take some time today to kind of take that a step further. So yes, we've got our strengths, but there's also those people in our lives who support those strengths and stretch them and help shape them. We're not meant to do it all with our one superpower, and we need some help. So think about Elastigirl from The Incredibles, if you've seen that movie. She can stretch her body in any shape or manner that she wants. She's flexible enough to help others and brave enough to step in and do it. And you see it with her family. She's got everybody in the family has superpowers, but Dash, her son, is so fast that it gets him in trouble sometimes. He needs somebody to help shape and channel that gift. And for instance, she shapes herself like a boat, and they transport the family just in the nick of time to the next adventure. So think about not just what is your superpower, but who is your Elastigirl? Who is the person who sees your superpower and takes it to the next level? Maybe they see where you've got some gaps, but they can then use their own superpowers to help lift you or bridge you over those gaps. I'll give you an example. One of my strengths is big picture thinking. I like to ideate and visualize what can be, but I can skip really quickly over those details that help other people see the big picture. So a colleague of mine, Stephanie, is a great resource for me because she channels all that brainstorming ideation with questions about the specifics. What's a good place to start here? Or what information do other people need to have? And so she doesn't shut me down, but she helps me make it specific, approachable, and impactful. I want to bring on Zach here and ask the same question of Zach that you all will be answering in just a little bit. Hey, Zach.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Good, good. Glad you're here. Glad to have done that activity with you before. What is
Yes.
your superpower? And can you think of somebody who takes that superpower and kind of brings it to the next level, augments it, stretches it, empowers you?
Yeah. For better or worse, I would say humor is my superpower. In my family, we have a very dry sense of humor, so we call it the Blumenfeld sense of humor. And everyone that's married into our family gets annoyed when we talk about it because it's not that great of a sense of humor. But I like to be funny, and I like using that in my work. Also, my co-founder Nick has I would say, argue he has a better sense of humor than me. And we feel the most comfortable when we're, whether we're on stage or leading a workshop, when we can be ourselves and implement humor. But I think Nick does a good job at just like making sure it's actually funny and keeping me in line with my dry sense of humor. So, yeah, shout out to Nick.
Love it. I'm sure Nick hears you. How does Nick see what you might miss and fill in those gaps in a positive way? How does he take your humor to a place where it's more appropriate and impactful?
Yeah, I think he has a really good lens, a creative lens to implement it when we're doing, for example, like our welcome address at a conference and how it can fit into even the most boring of things like logistics and housekeeping items. He can find a way to take some things that I was trying to say and make it even more funny and engaging. So even the most boring of announcements have a little flair to them.
I love that. Yes. No boring announcements.
Yes.
Sounds like you guys are a great team for that. Awesome. So before we launch into breakout rooms with a partner, and I should say thank you, Zach, for your example. Take 20 seconds, everybody, to think about one of your superpowers and who in your life makes that superpower better. What is that trusted relationship that stretches your superpower? So 20 seconds before we break out. And you might even think about how do they help fill those gaps? So you're going to find your same partner that you had before. Enjoy your breakout time, sharing your superpower and your Elastigirls in your life. And we'll see you shortly. So hello, everyone. Welcome back from those groups. How did it feel to share your superpower and also think about your super teammates? Will you drop in the chat one word just encapsulating how that felt? Lit, energizing, love it. Ooh, even some vulnerable and empowering. Excellent. And I want to invite you as you continue to move through the rest of your day, the rest of your week. What would it look like for you to be that Elastigirl energy for somebody else? As you notice their superpowers, how can you help them bridge the gaps, the edges of their superpowers, and add that energy so that they feel even stronger, more empowered, more lit and excited? Thank you all for doing that with me.
Thank you so much, Liz. Appreciate that. And you and I got to practice that activity together, and it really made me think how much I need my Elastigirls in my life, just to keep me kind of going and supported and feeling good about what I'm doing. And that includes with things like Connection Crew. So thank you for being one of my Elastigirls, Liz.
Oh, thank you, Hansen. Thank you for being one of my Elastiguys, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Everyone, huge shout out to Liz in the chat. Share all of our gratitude energy with her. Thank you, Liz. So appreciate you being here, and excited to continue our collaborations with the Connection Crew and Founder team.
Likewise.
All right. Last but certainly not least, let's give a warm welcome to Colin Mincy and bring him onto the spotlight. Colin, what's up, man?
How are you?
We made it.
We made it, and also like the energy in the chat room and just in space was amazing. Really glad to be with you.
But good to finally have you here. Colin and I have
Thank
been collaborating closely on figuring this masterclass out for a little while. And I do want to just say a huge gratitude for your wisdom and mentorship and just openness and vulnerability around chatting around why we should or shouldn't do this masterclass on Juneteenth last week and shifting it to a week later, because we host these every third Thursday. That fell on Juneteenth. And I'm just super grateful that you jumped on the phone with me and had a good, healthy conversation about what should we do. And appreciate your support, brother.
I'm really glad you asked. And I appreciate your flexibility, and also want to remind you that because we changed the date, we got Zach Blumenfeld. So maybe all of these things happen for a reason.
That's right. We would not have had Zach if it was on Juneteenth. So thank you. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm excited for the group to experience your activity. Before you jump into that, I invite you to share a quick, brief intro. And like the others, what's something that shaped who you are today, but rarely makes it into your bio?
Sure. So I want to thank Connection Crew. I want to thank Cove, Hansen. You've been amazing for the space. My name is Colin H. Mincy. My pronouns are he and him. I am an HR DEI leader, but for the past few months, I've been moonlighting as a CEO. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm also a really proud CultureCon contributor, and I think one of the things that people may not know about me that's not in my bio is that we'll talk about this in a moment, but I'm an only child, but I have friendships that have started in grade school and continue to this day. And so I never really feel alone. I have a really great core circle of friends, some of whom have joined us today.
I love that, man. That's such an amazing thing to have going through life like that with your friends. So, and thank you for them, whoever's in the room today. Thank you for being here. I'm excited for you to kick it off. Thank you for sharing your activity with us. Take it away.
Yeah, great. So, like I mentioned, I'm an only child, and one of the things that I don't think that we take full stock of is how much our upbringing and the values and principles that underpin how we were raised um, seep into our work and our work style. So, the exercise today is called From Their Lips to Our Leadership. And since I was a youngster, the old sayings and adages that I heard from my parents and my grandparents and at church and in the barbershop, really actually connect to the way that I show up as a leader. So we're going to spend 15 minutes doing something we don't often pause to do, which is really reflect how the principles and adages that we heard growing up actually show up and inform who we are in work and in community. And maybe it's what you heard at the kitchen table. Maybe it's something that you heard during the holidays. For me, my mother always said, dress for the job you want, right? Which is not about clothes or material things, but about feeling prepared and confident to really step into your power and own who you are and how you present yourself. So I would love for you to think about a saying, an adage, um, a principle from your upbringing. Maybe it's connected to your culture that still lives inside you and is experienced by those that get to collaborate with you. So some of those examples could be making a way out of no way, each one teach one. My grandmother used to say, God doesn't like ugly. So there could be different things, but even though they're things from our past, they're still very much part of our present. So I'd like to invite our good friend Liz to join us. And hi, Liz, it's so good to be with you. Tell us if you can, like, what's a saying or mindset that you grew up with? What is its origin? Where did it come from? And how does it show up and how you show up?
This is such a good prompt. Thank you for this, Colin. When I first heard this, I could not think of anything for the longest time. And then I remembered working with my dad, who is very handy, and he would get out his grandfather's measuring stick that folded up, and he taught me measure twice, cut once, which is something we've probably all heard. Be careful, be prepared, do your best. And it's something that I still use a lot, whether I'm sewing or crafting or what have you. And I'm also aware that there's a little bit of a shadow side of this term. Like, it can lead me to be over prepared and perfectionist. So I want to acknowledge that. But it does push me to think about things from all of the angles and all of the perspectives so that I can be creating things that are inclusive for everybody, and just kind of working through some of the potential hiccups before it makes a detrimental impact on people.
And just one maybe follow-up question. I'm going off script here, but in the absence of that, how does that connect to, what you remember about growing up?
It brings me back to those projects that we would do together, and how there was always that invitation to like come alongside and to be the one to check my dad's math and take over the ruler from him. And yeah, so it brings back those feelings of closeness and teamwork.
Amazing. You're amazing. Thank you, Liz, for sharing.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Pleasure.
So you've seen how beautifully and vulnerably Liz has shared. So now it's your turn. So we're going to ask you to go back to your breakout pairs. There are 3 questions or prompts that we want each of you to share with one another. What's the saying or mindset from your upbringing that you want to focus on today? What is its origin? And how does it live and stay alive in your work? Once each have shared, take a minute to talk about what in the person story who is sharing really connected with you. Our fantastic tech team is going to bring us to breakouts, and we'll come back and to plenary and share a little bit about what we've heard. So, welcome back, everyone. We'd love to hear from you. I hope that your time in the breakout sessions was meaningful and that everyone got an opportunity to share. We'd love if you could just put in the chat, what's one way you want to, um, what's a saying your partner shared that really stuck with you, right? And what's one way you want to carry any of what you've heard today into how you collaborate? And we'd love to just get some of those responses in the chat.
Thank you, Colin, and super grateful for the activity. And I'm sure some people in the breakout rooms felt what I felt, which is like going a little bit deeper in your life and kind of figuring out like, well, how does that show up now? Like, and it kind of brings some stuff up. But really cool to bring it up. And thank you for inviting us to do that in a very grounded and welcoming and safe way. So I
Sure.
appreciate you.
Pleasure.
And the chat's going crazy, of course. Everyone's loving it. But folks, please, if you will, share a round of gratitude for Colin for being here. And if you're going to CultureCon, we'll get to hang out in person with Colin there too. So super excited to see you and finally meet you in person. I'm grateful for all your support and collaboration on this, Colin.
Thank you to you, and also thanks to CultureCon for introducing us.
Absolutely. And yeah, Nick couldn't be with us today, but Nick and Zach, thank you so much for that intro to Colin, and so many good friends that you've invited here today from the CultureCon community. All right, team, it is that time. We've made it. Good job. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed the time and the practicing, kind of going more vulnerable and intimate with each other in breakout rooms. If this is your first time, welcome to the Connection Crew. So glad to have you here. And everyone gets a chance to enter the giveaway for CultureCon. We're going to do that again real quick. Put that in the chat to enter. We're going to give you one more minute to enter. And so take this chance now, take this moment to click that link if you want to go and can go. Reminder, do not enter the giveaway. Please don't if you cannot go. Let's let someone win who can go. And you're going to get a free ticket if you win, both to the conference, full conference, and the VIP after party. So take this last few seconds. Maybe we can add, I think that timer was already going. Maybe we can add an extra like 30 seconds on there. And once that timer goes out, again, after this 30 seconds, thank you. The tech team in the background is going to go pick at random the winner and we'll come back to us. But in the meantime, let's spotlight and bring Zach back up. His first activity asked us to send a bunch of text messages or voice memos. So Zach, I'd love to bring you back in and kind of wrap us up with that.
Yeah, thanks, Hansen. Yeah, I think now hopefully we've had a little time pass. If anyone has received a response, Unfortunately, I haven't, but the person I texted moved away to Alaska, so I think time change maybe threw that off. But yeah, if anyone's received a response, feel free to throw that in the chat. How did it feel to receive that response? If any cool stories happened from those text messages that we sent out earlier in the chat in the masterclass, feel free to throw that in the chat.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna look at my phone, and this is the only time you're allowed to be on your phone during the Joyful Connection
I broke the
Masterclass.
rules. Sorry, guys.
Oh man, just got a text back from my buddy, and I told him that I was going to Europe this summer, so maybe we could chat while I'm in Europe. But he sent it back saying, "Just got to Bulgaria yesterday, and here for the month too. Let's figure this out."
Oh, that's
So,
awesome. That's
who knows?
awesome.
He's not far from where we'll be. But I hope people get some good responses or hear from their friend. Either way, Zach, something I love about your activity is that regardless of the action of the other person and getting a response, it's a really good feeling to think about someone and take that action of sending that message. And so
Totally.
you've already given us that gift, and I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Andy, on your end, how are you doing with the giveaway?
We are ready.
We have a winner. Do we want to go in gallery mode?
No,
this?
let's turn the wheel. We need to turn the wheel and see who's the winner.
Oh yeah, let's spin the wheel. Okay, is that you or me? Who's doing
Yeah,
that?
that's me. That's me. Let me go ahead and start sharing that. So we have all the names that registered for the giveaway here. I'm gonna share some sound because we want to get the applauses ready. So let me spin it up. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck. And if you don't win, there's still a chance to join the Connection Crew team. I put the link to apply to join the team in the chat too. And Terry Marie. All right, we got a winner. Where I want to see her. I'm trying to find her video and where she's at, but man,
Well,
I
I'm
still
right
haven't.
here. I'm right here. And I was panicked for a second. I was like, I hope that you didn't mean like a video of my reaction. Because I definitely made a face of surprise. So very exciting.
Excited to have you out there with us. We're going to be in Madison together. Do you live nearby, or where are you based out of?
I'm in a Milwaukee suburb. So yes, I do live by, and I last year was my first time, so I just drove back and forth. So yeah, this will be exciting to be there again.
Awesome. Well, I still need to book my flight. Maybe I'll book to Milwaukee and we can carpool.
Hey, well, I'm open, but don't complain about the speed that I drive.
Ooh, I might
Uh-oh.
skip the carpool there. Well, so congratulations. Thank you for being with us today, and so excited to be together in Madison with you in 5 weeks. And many of you in the room who's going, share in the chat if you're going, so you can start seeing each other who's going, and I'll do my best to help connect each other as well. We'll have at least 10 of the Connection Crew going, so super excited about that. And yeah, I got a hand raised from Chantel's going, Janet's going, Madison's going to come. Of course, Zach might be there. I think we might get to see Zach. So you'll recognize several previous panelists from the Connection Crew. Thank you all for being here. If you have to jump, completely understand. This is the official end. Thank you. We're going to launch a quick poll as you're going out to see kind of what you're looking for and how you're feeling in terms of joining a team and being a part of a connection type team. How would you like to connect with the Connection Crew? Do you really want to be fully supported as part of a high performing team? Do you want to just hang out or be committed to the cause and the member directory? Are you just happy being at this masterclass once a month? Or if not, totally fine. And if other, share in the chat. That's fine. Or send me a DM. And so great to see your faces today. Some of us that can stay on will stay on for the after party. We'll take an extra 10 minutes or so just to hang out and chat with each other in this gallery mode and reflect together. But really great to see your faces. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Dave. Good to see you. If you have to jump, totally understand, but thank you for being here. And thank you to our panelists. Oh man, it's so amazing. Liz, Zach, Colin, finally doing this together. And thank you, people in this room. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes, but it's a pretty big ask, and there's a lot of collaboration, and it includes going on Marco Polo in a group chat, and not something you do with a typical panel discussion. So, but I hope you felt the magic of that collaboration come out today and in the energy today. So, another round of gratitude for our panelists and the Covve team and Array of Tech for handling all the tech. Makes this event really spectacular, and we can cover and accomplish a lot and truly connect in just 75 minutes. So I feel like we need to give Kevin honors since he's got perfect attendance in the first reflection. Kevin, how did that go?
Well, let me unmute then. Thanks, Hansen. Wow, these the sessions today, the exercises today were all amazing, deep, rich. Went deeper than some of the others have. So I loved it.
Thank you. And anyone new, first timers today, if you physically raise your hand or raise your Zoom hand, Janet, how was it for you? If you're open to sharing.
It was good. I liked it. The third question caught me off guard, and I didn't have enough time to think about what it was that I heard. So I had to message Kathleen later and be like, these are the phrases we used to say.
You do have to dig a little deep on that one. It definitely takes a moment. Tiffany, I saw your hand up. I'd love to hear. How was it for you?
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. I'm usually the moderator facilitator, so it's kind of cool to be on the other side of it where you get a chance to just participate and be with people. Definitely got some good takeaways. Like I love the superpower, but also like who's your Elastigirl, I think is just a different way to ask like what does support look like and how does it show up for you. So yeah, really, really, really engaging, really cool. Always excited to meet new people. So yeah, it was good.
Thank you. And maybe a quick raise of hand. Who feels that like they're generally the moderator facilitator and so nice to be on the other side? Yeah. I feel you got a room full of facilitators here, Tiffany. Real quick, I forgot while people were still here, but we still have a good group. Can we take the group photo? Andy, you're supposed to be my elastic guy on this one. What happened? Give us a 3, 2, 1, and when he's counting down, give us your best joyful connection face is what we do here.
All right, so I'm going counting down 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh.
We got it?
We got it. Maybe we can take another one.
Just in case one?
A silly one or a backup just in case.
That was silly enough for me, but we could be sillier.
Okay.
Zach had a puppet. That was a hand puppet.
I mean, we could always be sillier.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Andy. Yeah, who else? I thought I saw a hand raise go up, but I missed it. Julia, are you going to be in Madison?
I am. Yes, I am moderating a panel, and I'm so excited about it. We'll be talking about the hybrid workforce, and we'll be there on, I think, the second day, Wednesday.
Nice. Excited to see you.
I'll be there all the days. So
excited to be back together.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Giannis isn't going to make it, and Melina aren't going to make it to Madison, but they'll be back in Vegas.
Yeah, that's a promise. Definitely.
We'll get them back out.
The dates. We booked different dates.
I'd love to hear from folks in, a lot of facilitators in the room. What's something that you're noticing that you're like, hey, maybe I can take that away and apply that, slightly adjust something or kind of model after that in your own world, in your own facilitation. Roxanna, I see your hand up now. Sorry, I wasn't following well on the hands up.
It's great. It's great. I just wanted to say thank you. This felt really good. And also it felt spacious enough. And we did things that went deep, and yet I felt there was enough time for that depth. So I really enjoyed that part. Thank you.
Thank you. And I appreciate your feedback around the spaciousness from before.
Yeah, and I'm happy to hear about CultureCon. I've been in Thailand, right, most of the time, so I haven't been able to join these because it's middle of the night. Now I'm in Toronto. And I'm really curious about it. If I can move my Thailand flight dates, maybe I can actually go. It sounds like an interesting event.
Yeah.
That's
I have the link in the chat. Maybe scroll up a bit to apply to join the Connection Crew team. There's some more details on that. You can find that link and also just check out their website. Chantel, good to see you.
Hello, hello. No, this has been a really great experience. Thank you, Zach, for inviting me out, but this has been a really great experience so far. Definitely love the prompts today. It's been great.
Thank you. So glad to have you here. And yes, thank you, Zach, for inviting Chantel. Terry Marie.
I think the thing that I really liked and I think I want to try to experiment with is just the breakout rooms with the same person, so that you get more time with them versus like breakout rooms at popcorn. And so I don't know if that's how you always do your breakout rooms, but I really appreciated that aspect of it and think it would work for our team to try out.
Thank you. Yeah, that is kind of a staple of the masterclass format that we've been doing since the beginning, and some lessons learned on that. It is a bit of a different experience that people aren't used to. So making sure it's clearly communicated up front and that they're on board in the agreements. But after lots of feedback, we did realize, especially with this specific group of people, they wanted to see more of their friends. And so we added the ice melter breakout room right in the beginning where you can see like 3 or 4 people together and have a little quick connection with more than one person and kind of maybe catch up with some friends you've met before, and then take them into the 1-to-1 3 breakout rooms. And that's really seemed to like not fix the problem. Like I didn't know it was a big problem, but just we got a lot of feedback around that, and it seems like that's worked. So
Awesome.
having a little bit more fun, light, connect with a few, and then go intimate with a few breakouts. Yeah, Chantel, your hands up.
I was going to add that I also love that you showed the example of the prompt before going into the breakout groups. That was really, really nice. I feel like a lot of the time when I am facilitating, I'm kind of doing the example on my own rather than with someone else. And I think that was just a really nice touch.
Yeah, thank you. I need to figure out who to attribute that model to. I didn't create that. I learned it somewhere and I just can't remember who taught me. It was probably someone in like the Culture First community or something like that, where I learn a lot from. But and not the only we have a few people not just outside of the US. Who's outside of the US in the room? We got some Europeans. Yeah, Nathan, good to see you. Giannis, Daniela, right? Melina, Roxana's out of the country. Phoebos, of course. So really cool. Aaron, and really cool to have people from all over the world here today. So thank you for being here and thank you for showing up. And I know some people, the time zone is not easy. It's 9 a.m. my time and it's like 7 p.m. yours or later. So thank you for being here. I appreciate everyone coming from around the world. But any final takeaways, feelings? What are you feeling right now? You can share in the chat if you don't want to jump in the spotlight. How are you feeling? Maybe one word as a checkout, and then we'll officially say goodbye. Thank you, everyone. We'll do our traditional, like our ritual goodbye. What I like to do is either a high five or a group hug. Who's feeling a group hug or who's feeling a high five today? Shout it out. Just shout it out. You can come off mute. Hug. Chris right away is like, I need a hug. Let's do this. Okay, so you're gonna just do a virtual hug. You can hug yourself and feel it. Feel like the room is hugging you. And then once everyone's hugging, we're gonna exit this meeting. All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. 3, 2, 1. I'm out.